Hello, I'm Micks Mowers and Man, and welcome to my channel. In today's video will be video part 2 of the Wacker Plate. In the first video you will have seen me use a product called Evapor Rust, which was a product I picked up because the tank was really rusty, and after 24 hours of soaking in this Evapor Rust product, I was able to clear the tank out of all the rust, and now the tank is in A1 condition and ready for use. Without using this product I wouldn't be able to save the machine. I would have to buy another tank, a replacement tank, to go on top of this Wacker Plate. But in this video we're going to take the carburetor off and try to get this machine up and running, and if the machine does run we'll be quids in. This machine was thrown to the side of a curb by the owner. I went and knocked on the door and they said, yeah, you can have it free of charge. It doesn't start, it doesn't run, it's no good. Take it away, it's yours. I brought it back to the shed and hopefully we can get this machine up and running today, and if we do we'll be quids in, because they do fetch a pretty penny. There are one or two other issues with this machine. I know that some of the bushes are actually gone, which I shall be replacing in my own time, but apart from that this video will be purely just trying to get this machine up and running. If this is your first time in watching Micks Mowers and Man, hit the old subscribe button and whack the old bell. Set notifications to all, that way you'll be told next time I upload another video. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and let's try and get this Wacker Plate up and running if we can. Okay, so tank's now done. What I now want to refer my attention to is the carburetor itself, which doesn't seem to be in much better condition, to be fair. I've got a little tiny, that must be the choke on, choke off. Yeah, okay, right. So I've got a little tiny plate here to come off. Take that off. How's that all sitting there? That's got to come off of that top arm there somehow without breaking it. That comes off of there. I've got a throttle linkage here to do. By rights this should come off, but I think it's been on so long. That's coming. Right, how's that sit on that little, I might governor linkage. I have to try and get that off first somehow. I can't quite see how that goes on there. Is that going to give me that or not? It might do. I don't think it will. Oh, it will. It will. If we're lucky, it will give me it. Oh, not a lot. Oh, I think yes, that won't lift off on its own. Let's take that off. Slip that round. There you go. Right, that's that off. There's a spring on here and all. The spring goes underneath. This carburetor is absolutely filthy, because it's just been wading in dust all its life, dust and concrete and what have you. So let's take that little spring off. That comes off. Now it'll come off. Right, there you go. There's carby. I'll get a quick little blast with the old WD-40 and what have you. That gasket going to come off in one go, Mick? I would like it to. I would like it to. This carbon here is going to be absolutely horrendous, judging by what the tank looked like. I don't think carby is going to be any better. Let me get a craft knife. I just want to try and cut this gasket off. I would like to try and keep that gasket where we can without damaging it, because at the very least if it breaks I can then just cut a copy, because it is just a standard gasket. So using a flat edge of a craft knife just to remove the gasket. That's all come off, but this carby is oh, it's lush. Let me get that blown off, quick little clean on top, and then we'll take it over to the bench and we'll have a clean on this and see what we can't find. But the rest of it looks to be okay. The throttle assembly all wants to have a bit of a clean, because that's all dirty birdie. So yeah, clean this off. See you on the bench in 2 ticks. Right, so we're on the old bench. I'll remove this fuel tap if I can. That's the first thing to come off. That's got to be done separately. That doesn't look very happy anyway. Let's just go straight in, guys, shall we? Let's remove this one first. Just loosen that up. And loosen that one up. And let's see what goodies we have. Oh Lord. If that's anything to go by, we're in for a treat. Oh, do you know what? That ain't bad. Oh, I've seen worse. But we have got a little bit of corrosion on here. The float pin's going to come out. The float's going to come out. The needle's going to come out. Oh my lord, I was not expecting all of that to come out. We've got a main jet in there to come out as well. That's going to have to come out. We've got quite a few bits just to manipulate. So I'm going to remove this this idler screw, because I want to get out of a short circuit one as well. I'll remove that. This is a bit dirty birdie, but it's not the end of the world. And I've got a slow idle circuit here. That's going to come out. This might be a job for the ultrasonic, we'll see. I'm hoping to get around it and by not using it, that's the idea. There's one in here to remove. If that's the right jet for that, I don't know, we'll see in a minute. I don't think it is. I want to make sure that jet comes out, so bit of WD-40 in there first, just to wet the old whistle, because it hasn't been wet for a little while. So let me grab a screwdriver. Now, I still can't find anywhere my homemade screwdriver. I'm gutted I've lost that, because that was a proper screwdriver, that was. I love using that. And I just cannot find it anywhere. It will show up. I've got a feeling it might actually be underneath my bench. But wherever it is, Mr. Screwdriver, I am missing you. It's one I made myself years ago. And now I can't find it. Is that going to fit in there, Mick? Oh, that's loose. I saw that move. Tell me I saw that move. I did see it move. I know I did. Did I not? Am I seeing things? No, that was loose. Right, so we're moving already. It's not quite the right size screwdriver, that one. I'll get a slightly thinner screwdriver off of that. Are these both the same size? Yeah, no. Yeah, if I could find my other screwdriver, I'd be happy as Larry. But I don't know what I've done with it. You know what it's like. Things just go for a Burton, don't they? Right, come on, you, because you were spinning a minute ago. Yeah, that's moving. Yeah, that is good. That wasn't even in the hand tight. Cool. Right, is that as far as that goes? It is. Right, there should be an emulsion tube in there and all, which that's got to come out in a bit. I would like to get that emulsion tube out, or it might all be in one. It's definitely spinning. Yep, cobweb there. Let's get rid of that. Get Mrs. P down and do some dusting. Get off. I'll fight with a cobweb here. That's it. Right. Let's give that a little blast. In there. In there. Just want to try and get that to come out. It's coming, but it's hanging on for dear life. Here it comes. I can see you, Mr. Jet. There it goes. Right, emulsion tube out and main jet out in one go. And there's a nice big hole in there. And they're a little bit bunged up. Nothing mad, but yeah, that is actually quite clear. So I'm wondering whether or not it's just literally the tank. The tank had failed, because they said it didn't start. Well, it won't start if you're trying to run a Wacker plate on water. That's the truth of it. But you know, stranger things happen. So I'm gonna get one of my needle files, and you can find these on my jobs that I use. Comment. They're on there. And all I'm going to do is just going to poke these through. Just going to run some holes in these little. Just run some files through his holes just to clean them up. Do you know what? If I'm getting older, or these holes are getting smaller. I do wear glasses, funny enough, but I don't normally wear them just for this sort of stuff down here, because the old carburetor cleaning stuff ruins gold glasses. Right, that's that. We're happy with that. Give that a little wash. Happy with that. That's good. That's good. Yeah, baby. We like that, don't we? Yeah, it's nice. Main jet, we give that a little bit of a rim as well. It's quite a good size hole that is in there. That's too small. That's too small. Let's go up a couple. That could be too big, Mick. You could be getting a bit above yourself there, Mick. And there you go. So just a quick little file, just to clean the edge up. Don't want to go mad. Okay. So that looks like. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Nice big hole. That's how we like it. So that's good. So coming back to the carby itself. So pretty much anywhere where there's an hole, right, shove something in it. I know what you're thinking. Behave yourselves, you lot. Where's that coming? That's coming out the top and out the side here. That's nice. We like that. One in there. That come out the slow. That come out the slow running idle circuit. It should be there somewhere. We like that. In through the main feed. Oh, we like that. Go back through there again. Lovely. And you've got a little hole just here. We'll go in there. And that'll bring it out through that one at the front. It's running really well. Now, I don't know about this one here. If that needs to be taken out and cleaned. I'm going to run it all the way home first. So it's about 10 to. So half, 1, 1 1/4. We'll take that out. Remember 1 1/4, guys. Write it down. I'll give it a clean in there and all. That's lush, like that. So all I'm going to do now, because that's clean, but the actual carb itself is absolutely filthy. So I'm just going to spend the next 15 minutes, guys. I've got a nice little nylon toothbrush. I've got a toothbrush here, Mrs. P's toothbrush, don't tell her I got it. And I've also got a little tiny wire brush here. I've got a nylon brush here. I've got all sorts of little brushes here, which I use in my arsenal of many things. Just going to spend a little while now. Where's my nylon brush gone? It is. Just having a bit of a clean. Just to try and bring this carb up just to a bit of a better standard. And I'm going to air compress it off. So I want to get inside here, you see, where the throttle flap is, and just put a bit of oil up in there and a bit. So a big clean happening. And then when I come back, this carburetor will be nice and clean. I'll clean the bowl up yet as well. I just want a bit of cleaning there. But you know what? That Evapo Rust might do something with that, because that's a steel bowl there. So it's a nice good clean. And I'll come back to you when I've done that. And I'll see you guys in 2 ticks, and we're going to rebuild this little tiny carburetor. But that looked quite clean, to be fair. I was a little bit shocked and stunned. Okay, just taking apart this this fuel tap here. And to be fair, it ain't very good. This is actually rougher than the actual carb was itself. It went on that way. I'm sure it went on that way. The O-rings are all gone hard, and this little plastic bowl thing, that's misshaped now. I think someone's tried to force that on there. It doesn't look to be very good. So what I might just do with this is just put like a Honda one on there. Now I did actually have some metal ones somewhere. All these are all smashed, which is not the end of the world. I don't think this one belongs on it full stop, to be fair. But when I just looked at it, I put that all on, screwed him up, and that was as loose as that. So either there's something missing, and that's why that little rubber bung was there. So I'm not happy with that full stop. Let me try and find something so I've got me in my arsenal. I think I might have something I can fit to that. Right, so in my drawer of many things, I've got these. Look, I bought these second hand. Hiya, buddy. How you doing? Fine. Good. I bought these not second hand, brand new off of eBay. These were for, I think I bought these for the Atcos at one point, but they didn't work out very well. But they look to be about the same, give or take. The only thing it's missing the bowl at the bottom, the trap. That's all it's missing. But do you know what? I think I'll put that on there. It looks to be roughly the same sort of tap itself. Only thing it's missing is a trap at the bottom, but that won't be a massive thing. We can always put an inline filter on it as well, just to help it out even more if need be. But we'll go for that. So I'm happy with that. That's good. Say hi to the guys, Riley.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. So Riley boy's been indoors. He's just been chilling out, and he wants to go down the shop in a bit, don't you, Riley? What we're going to go down the shop for him?
Toys.
Some toys? You had toys the other week off of Stumpy. Stumpy got you some toys with the money that he gave you.
Oh yeah, we're covered in mine.
All right, we have to see what we're going down the shop for in a bit then. Right, so a bit of a clean up. I don't want to work in a dirty surface.
I think we're covered.
Right, mate, no worries. You go and do that and I'll see you in 2 ticks. Right, so let's get our carby back. That's all been cleaned and blown through. It's been sat in a rag so we don't invest no extra dust in it. Like so. Right. So it's a lot cleaner than what it was, as you can see. Had a good blowout with that, good clean. So this is the first one to go back in. Around the other side. This one went in here, and that was 1 1/4 turns. Just double checking as I go. There's no dirt being introduced. So that's got to go onto there. And we'll screw that one all the way home, and back out 1 1/4 on it. So all the way home. All the way home. There's 1/4, there's 1/2, there's 1. That's easy. Slow running idle circuit. That one goes into there. If that's right. Double check this is all right. Yeah, I think it is. Although I'm not happy with that. No, that ain't right. Little tiny flat one, Mick. That one there, Mick. That one. That's a kiddie. So, slow idle socket goes into there, if it's going to go. Come on. There you go. All right, that's gone in. So that's the slow idle circuit. That's in nice and tight. And then this one here is our idler screw, which sets the revs for idle. And you want that to be about 3 threads hanging out the back. Give or take, 2 or 3 threads. We'll always adjust it later on. So I'll go 2 or 3 threads, that'll be about right there. So we're happy with that. I can now get me my needle, which is tiny. Tiny little needle on there. That's got to sit up into there. Just hang it on the float. And then put your float round, to tip your carby up to meet your float. That can then all go in together. And then we can then put the float pin in. That's got to go all the way through. So that's got to go onto there. Now this is going to be your throttle. That's your choke. So I want to bring the bleed screw round this way, so that it sits in there like that. So I can then bleed the carburetor off to an angle. Probably there be best. And I'm going to put that one back on. Give that a bit of a clean. I'll put no dirt into here. And we'll see how we get on. It may fail, but if it does fail, then you know I always put new carburetor. Don't forget, this machine's cost me nothing, so I got the intention here to buy new stuff should I need to do so. I don't really want to. So let me get all put together. The carburetor itself. We've got another fuel. What have I done here? Another fuel line to do. I put no emulsion tube in it yet, and nothing. Look, see, this is me getting too deep into it. Let's put the emulsion tube in. It worked better with emulsion tube, and it will look much better with the main jet in there and all, won't it? They tend to work better when you put jets in there. And this jet was actually loose, wasn't it? If we all remember. So let's screw that main jet down to where it wants to be. So we're going to be about there. That's tight. And we go put that on there again. Put that on there again. That's it. Right. Over to the old machine then, and we get it fitted. Okay, so before I go any further, I would like to have a look at the oil on this machine to see how much oil it's got on it, if it's got any, and if it has, and to replace it, because I dare say it's not even been done or even been checked. These machines suffer with massive service lack of it. So I've got an oil bung around the side here. So I'm going to loosen that off and see what it's showing. So it is showing some oil on there. There's not a min and max. I'm assuming we're just going to dip it then. There's not a min and max on here. It is showing some oil in there. Or you go to the old school method and just fill it up to the bottom of the threads. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it's got all up to the bottom of the threads. So there is oil in there. Definitely I can see it, so that's a good thing. But what the state of the oil is, I don't know. How much it is, I don't know. So I've got a little tiny tub underneath here. The idea is to catch it through that little tiny hole just there. That's the idea. So I'm going to do a bit at a time. I could just extract it with my extraction pump, but I'm going to use the normal method because I want to try and get as much out of here as possible. That's French, that is. I can speak French. Le baguette. All right. Let's undo that very gently. Just let a bit out. And we'll just see what we get come out of it, shall we? All right, it's running. I'll keep that by just in case I've got to put it back in at a moment's notice. So it's filling up nicely. I might just have to retrieve this in a bit once it's all run out. And what I'll also tip this back a touch as well in a minute. Let that fill to a certain degree, and then we'll go again. Let me put that back in because it's starting to fill, just to stem the flow. And then we'll try and remove this without spilling it absolutely everywhere. So I dare say we're going to spill quite a bit. All depends how I can get it out. Look underneath there, Mick, without spilling too much. I'm going to spill a bit, and I am. It's just designed for me not to spill a bit, you know. It's not designed for me not to spill anything. So I generally do spill quite a bit of oil. Oh, I didn't spill as much as I thought I was going to. That's good. Let me find my jug gone. Here's my jug. Let's pour that oil into there. That oil is really yucky. Yeah, it's black, it's horrible. It's not going to do a great deal of justice. And by pouring it into a jug, you can then roughly measure how much to put back in. I'll slide that back in there again. Ding, time at the bar. Pull that back out, and now this time I'm just going to tip that up and just put it on something a bit solid. That hammer will do, lovely. Just want to just tip it up just a smidge, just so it's just over the level, so to speak. And we get rid of our nut and bolt again. I don't think it holds a massive amount. A little turnover as well, just to get rid of some. And then we'll go again. And we just keep going until all the oil is out of this machine. Okay, so all the oil is now out of the machine. It's just got a little tiny dribble there, which is next to nothing. So I'm going to put this bung back in, and then we'll fill it back up. SEA 30 might be a good one. It's not going to be used in excessive conditions, or I've got some 10W30 that'll also go in there maybe. I'm not overly concerned. I will look it up, and if I've got the right recommended oil, then I'll put it in there. But I dare say over the years this has just been run with anything in it anyway. They generally are. So we'll nick that up so that don't leak no more. We'll take that little tiny tub out of there, Mick. Put that, oh yeah, so that's only got a dribble in there. Let's have a look at the oil. Let's pour that out. It's absolutely rancid. So there's the oil. Really, really thick, gloopy, horrible, yucky stuff. And it comes in at around about 600 ml. So we put 600 ml in this end where the dipstick is. which should be, I think, level with the top of thread. So there's a dipstick here, but there's no min and max on there. So let me do a bit of research. I'll come back to you when I find out how much goes in and what it takes, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I've looked on the Tinternet, and it's saying for this model 10W30 oil to be used in here, which I have some just here, which is handy Harry. So what I'm going to do is make sure that drain plug's done up nice and tight. Get me oil filler funnel. Put that all the way in. I'm going to empty out this oil out of here, and I'll measure out about 600, but I'll try 500 first. It might have been overfilled. Try 500, then add more if required. So let me get that filled up on the front of here, and then put a dipstick in just to double check the levels, and then we can then get on and do the carb. At least I know, I have peace of mind to know that it's actually had an oil change as well. So I dare say that's not been done for a super long time. Right, so oil's now been put in. I put 500 mil in, 600 mil. I think it might have been a bit too overfilled. So it's now level with the bottom of the threads, which is generally where these sort of engines need to be anyway. I can now fit this this carby back onto the studs, and then we've got a little tiny spring, which is going to be no easy thing to fix. It's really hidden underneath here. I don't know who invented that idea, but it sure as blinking was not me. Let me try and fit that on first. I might have to go on first. I don't want to stretch the spring, but can't even see it with the carburetor off. I don't have the carburetor on. I don't know how you're supposed to get your hand in there. Right, that's on. Let me try and just manipulate that without stretching it too much. No, it must come off. Oh, that's going to be a right loony bird to get that onto there. Oh, how are you supposed to put that into there? That's a silly idea. Hands up if that's a silly idea. That's a silly idea. Let me just bend that spring over a touch just to give it a bit more better loop on it. Silly idea. When they thought of this, they must have thought, you know what, at some point Mr. Micks Mowers is going to have a go at this, and in 30 years time we can laugh at him. You can't, how you supposed to, how you supposed to get that in there then? That's a silly idea. This is going to take me an hour, guys, but all I'm trying to do, literally, is get that spring underneath this arm and onto that hole just underneath here. All right, that's what I'm trying to do, but it's not happening. So give us 2 minutes, I'll be back to you once I've got it fitted on. Okay, pair of long nose pliers, grab hold of the spring, push it in between the hole and force it down. That's about the best way I can do it. It took me about 10 minutes. So now I can get this this governor arm on. That should go backwards, Mick. Fit that onto there. That goes in, clip that into place. And that should do an all fold back. That gives me enough springy action going on. We like a bit of springy action. I've got a little gasket there which did survive, which is good. All good in the hood. That's got to go onto there. Bish bash bosh. I've got a choke. That's got to go. Let me put all this dust back into this carburetor. Look. Onto there. Onto there. That works a choke. We're happy with that. I've got to figure out a tank to go on next. Because I want to figure out how to put all these. Oh, I don't see them all go back all the way back there far enough either. I've got to figure that out. That will probably draw in when I do the nuts up on the old carby. That don't quite look quite so right. Why not go all the way back? That seems to want to stop there. It might go back once I do it up tight, we'll see. I've got to spray all the throttle control up because that's all dry and horrible. All the governor. It wants a darn good jet wash, to be fair. Let's just get that to run. That's running. That carb don't want to go back all the way, but I'll figure that out in a minute. Why it's not, why it ain't doing it. It must be a reason. I'll figure that out. So next one I'll do, I want to get the hoses on, tank on, because I don't go too far without a tank on. The tank's just a 1, 2, 3 bolts as per taking it off. So let's get the tank fitted. Then I can hook up the fuel system and then the airbox. Okay, made a bit of progress. It's been a bit slow. Got myself a little Mountfield 141 fuel line because it's got the expandable bit on the end of it. That's gone on lovely onto the tank. The tank is now screwed down as it should do. Got myself a nice little on-off switch there as well from a fuel, so that's all good. Fuel pipe coming round onto the carby there. I might just shorten it a touch or just give it a twist so it's out the way. But I'm a bit concerned that this carby, it doesn't seem to want to sit all the way back. I'm not missing no parts, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fit the box on, the air breather box on, put the pipe up, and then we'll go from there. So give us 2 ticks and I'll be back. Well, I've just found out why that actually won't go back, and that's because my bleed bolt is up against that throttle plate, look, just there. So that'll be why. So I've got to just loosen off this 10mm, just here. Loosen that off somehow without interfering with it too much. And then spin that round to there and then nick that back up. And I'm hoping, they don't give you a lot of room here, do they? Hoping we can then nick that up. And that should then slide all the way back. So that's what it was. That little tiny nut there. That was puzzling me. I didn't know what was going on here for a minute. I thought, you know, maybe it wants a bit of a tap of a mallet. I don't know. It was starting to get on my nerves a bit. On the good side, I have just found a bloke. I didn't. Actually, my mate Pete Frow did. Just found a bloke on Facebook selling a massive Briggs and Stratton sign for cheap. So hopefully we're picking that up or getting that posted to me very, very soon. A nice original Briggs and Stratton sign. So any more signs you got in the shops or in your sheds, give me a shout. Okay, we're winning. Exhaust guard is now back on, 4 bolts there. And now with that drain screw out the way, I can now fit the 2 10mm to go on the floor. No, not on the floor. To go, she's warming it today. One on there. And one on there. I need to get an air filter for this yet, which I still ain't got. But I didn't want to invest anything in this machine until I know I can get it to run, if that makes any sense to you. Because it was in a right mess when I first picked this up. So I don't want to invest anything other than just, you know, just a bit of anti-rust treatment and all the stuff I need, just literally just to try and get the machine to run. So it's got its different fuel tap on it now. It's the only thing it has got differently have invested in. It needs a new air filter if I can get it to run, and it needs a recoil, so I think my mate Gabriel's got, or my mate Harry Potter's got. So I'll have a word with Gabriel. He does live quite close to me, and he might pop over for a cup of tea and a slice of cake and come and drop that off. Fuel cap's all good. That's all clean. So the next thing to do is going to fill it up with petrol. Check the tap is working. Hopefully the leaking of the let bar of the fuel of the carb will be okay, because with the pressure of the fuel going in, pushing the flow up, it should shut the fuel off. If it doesn't, then it'd be a rebuild kit for that carb. Worst case scenario, a new carb, which I can probably get for around about 20 quid anyway. The throttle's now nice and loose. That wasn't loose beforehand. That's been oiled up. So yeah, I turned the fuel off, which I think that's off. We'll put some fuel in it, and then I shall drag it off the bench. No easy thing. I probably might even wheel it out the shed first, to be fair, on the trolley. We'll put it on the deck. It's got oil in it. I've got to put the HT lead back on. I've got to change the spark plug over, put a new one of those in, and then we'll go for fire up, see if it doesn't start. I can start just by using a piece of pull cord rope on this pulley here, which is what they've been doing, but I would like it to actually have a proper recoil, and then if it all runs as good as it should do, then I shall turn it off, put a bag over the engine, give it a good jet wash off, and get it ready for sale. But once I've got the air filter and all that sort of good stuff for it. So the next time you see me, I should be outside, and we should be going for a fire up to see if we haven't actually saved this trash picked left for dust whacker. It does want a little tiny grommet here as well. I've seen that grommet's missing off of there. You should be able to buy those. They're just anti-vibration, so you should be able to buy those. It is missing one. Apart from that, it should be good. So I'll meet you back in 2 ticks, and then we'll go for a little fire up, see what happens. Right, so I put some fuel in. I had to wheel it out on my trolley because I'm not going to lift it because I'll end up in A&E. So I ain't doing that. Put the HT back on. I haven't changed the plug yet because it's a different style plug. But now we can go for a fire up. So let's turn the fuel on. I've got a little bit of pull cord here, which I'm going to use just as a pull rope. I have noticed that one of the bushes is slightly worn as well, so I've got to do that as well. I'm going to thread that over, like that, turn it around my hand. I'll turn it on first, Mick, on. Bit of choke, bit of throttle, and we'll see what we get. I'm not getting no fuel out of the carby yet, so hopefully it's not leaking. Let's see what happens. Okay, it did a little bit, didn't it? It did a little bit. Make sure that fuel is definitely turned on. I think that's on. Yeah, on is that way, I would say. Let's try again then. Let's get just a run on choke for a while. I dare say it's not been run for a while. Which way's fast and slow? I might turn the throttle off by accident. It's been a while since I used a whacker. Right, let's go again then. There you go. Ticks over lovely. When you get to below a certain rev, it stops vibrating. That sounds really good. But then it, oh, what was that? I've turned it off. So might want a little bit of carburetor work on it. It definitely wants a pull cord because people aren't going to want to run this machine but keep doing this all the time. Right, Rider boy.
Hi, Daddy. Hi, Dad.
So let's give it a bit more rabbit.
Daddy.
Yeah, mate.
Hey, one more.
Whacker.
What's going?
It's going all right. Beep beep. So throttle on.
Is you one?
Yeah. Nothing. Let's turn on. Let's get a bit more choke. So it might want a bit of carburetor work, or that tap's turned off.
Daddy.
That says on.
Daddy.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Can we do it again?
We'll do it again, shall we?
Mummy, it's so funny. What? Wait. Wait.
It ran lovely then, didn't it?
What, Mummy? It's so funny. Wait.
Hold it. idles down nice, but I don't think it likes to run back up. It does. But does it turn off? No. So I've got to look at the electric side of it. It doesn't like to turn off. So that's something else I've got to look at. That might just be a wire. Just by flooding it, we'll turn it off. So it wants a few more bits doing to it yet. It's got to have on-off switch looked at. It's got to have an air filter. It's got to have the idle looked at slightly as well. But do you know what? For nothing. This was found on the side of the road, guys, and it runs. So a bit more work, a bit of investment, we should be quids in. So super, super happy.
Daddy.
Okay, so that's a Wacker plate now. Wacker, all done and dusted. Super, super happy. That was destined for the tip. It was thrown away on the side of the curb, and I picked it up, put it in the back of the van, brought it back, and with a bit of carburetor cleaning, a bit of Micks Mowers love, we've got the machine up running as it should do. It wants a new air filter. It wants the on-off switch sorted out. Leave me a comment down below if you know what is up with the on-off switch. I'm guessing wire off a coil, or the actual switch actually broken itself, but all those things are a couple of pounds to buy or to investigate, so not a problem for me. Wants a new spark plug in there as well. All's been done. I've got to check the oil in the front as well, the ram. I think there's oil goes into there, so leave me a comment down below of what oil goes into the front ram as well. I've got to look into that. But for someone that was just threw it away on the side of the road, Daddy and you picked it up, didn't we, on the way home from Tesco's one day, it runs and it sounds quite sweet. New recoil's got to be put on it as well, which hopefully my friend Gabriel, my friend Harry Potter's got, and hopefully we'll get it all looking tidy, jet washed off, and it should make some good money. So a bit more money for me and you to spend.
I remember him.
What are you going to spend money on?
Toys.
Toys, yeah, I thought you would.
I remember him.
Remember who?
Is it Harry Potter?
Harry Potter? Yeah, Harry. So that's all done. So yeah, super, super happy. If you like the episode of Micks Mowers and Murder Man, hit the subscribe button and whack the old bell. That way you'll be told next time we upload another video. Look forward to the next episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, guys, don't forget, much more importantly, take her easy.
A second.
Yeah, done.